You're looking at a beautiful house, but I see a financial trap. Most people buy the dream without realizing they're actually buying a lifetime of debt. In 2026, the rules of the game have changed. What used to be a symbol of success is now becoming your biggest liability. You see a $500,000 price tag and think, I just need to earn more. But that's a mathematical illusion. Today, I'm declassifying the true cost of homeownership. It's not the number in the listing. It's the years of your life. If you think you can afford this mortgage, you likely haven't accounted for the system's hidden taxes on your freedom. Stop. Before we go any further, I need to know your situation. What percentage of your income goes to the bank every month? Tell me your story in the comments. How much is the bank taking, and do you feel like an owner or just a high-end tenant? Your stories help others see the real picture. Watch until the end. I'll show you the financial firewall, the only way to have a home without giving the bank your soul for 30 years. Subscribe to see through the system. Chapter 1. The Interest Rate Virus. Let's start with the basics. A $500,000 house. You need a 20% down payment? That's $100,000 in cash. Where do you find that in 2026? Even if you saved that cash, the real price isn't $500,000. With 2026 interest, you'll pay the bank over $1.1 million. You're buying one house for yourself and another one for your bank's CEO. This is the amortization trap. For the first 10 years, you aren't buying bricks. You're just renting money from the system. 80% of your payment is pure interest. Look at this graph. See how slowly your debt actually shrinks. It's not an accident. It's an algorithm designed to keep you in the game as long as possible. But wait, there are hidden subscriptions. Property taxes and insurance in 2026 have spiked due to new climate risks. Your fixed payment isn't actually that fixed. Your expenses are a bucket that's constantly leaking. Roof repair? Minus $10,000. HVAC? Another $5,000. When you earn $150,000 a year, you think you're rich. But after the system takes its cut, you're just a high-paid janitor in your own home. You're living in survival mode even though your address looks prestigious. You're a hostage to your own status. The real scam isn't the house price, it's the opportunity cost. While your capital is frozen in bricks, you can't invest in yourself. The system wants you house poor. Why? Because a man with a 30-year mortgage is a man who can't say no to a job he hates. You become a reliable, obedient subscriber to the corporate algorithm. You aren't a homeowner, you're a high-status hostage. Now, let's talk about the rent versus buy glitch. In 2026, the old advice of renting is throwing money away is officially broken. In many markets, renting a luxury condo and investing the difference is mathematically superior to owning a liability. When you rent, your monthly payment is the maximum you'll pay. When you buy, your mortgage is just the minimum. This brings us to the housing firewall. It's the set of rules that protects your capital from the bank's greedy algorithms. Rule number 1, the 3x check. If the total monthly cost, including taxes, is more than 35% of your take-home pay, the file is corrupted. Most people use gross income to calculate. That's a trap. The bank doesn't live on your taxes, and neither can you. Rule number 2, the 15-year patch. If you can't afford the home on a 15-year fixed mortgage, you simply cannot afford the home. It sounds harsh, but it's the only way to ensure you own the house, instead of the house owning you. Let's talk about the principal hack. If you're already in a mortgage, the system is counting on you just paying the minimum. But every extra dollar you throw at the principal in the first 5 years deletes months of future interest. It's a bypass code. One extra payment a year can cut 4 to 6 years off your 30-year sentence. That's nearly 72 months of your life you just bought back. Rule number 3, the arbitrage protocol. Before you buy, compare the cost of a mortgage to the cost of renting in the same zip code. If renting is 30% cheaper, the math says, rent the lifestyle, but invest the difference. This is how you build a real firewall. People will call you just a renter. Let them. While they brag about equity, you're building liquid wealth that doesn't require a roof repair. Remember, your home equity is just a number on a screen until you sell the house and move into a tent. It's not cash flow. True wealth is the ability to say no to the system, and you can't say no when your net worth is locked in a kitchen remodel. We are looking for the financial pivot point, the moment where your assets generate enough to pay for your housing costs. That is the only time you truly afford a $500,000 house, when you don't need your paycheck to keep the lights on. Social pressure is the ultimate firewall. Your neighbors bought a 500 house, so the system says you must too. But the neighbors are drowning in the middle-class trap. They have the lawn, but they have no peace. They are working 60 hours a week to fund a lifestyle they only experience on Saturdays. That's a bad trade. In 2026, status isn't about what you own. It's about how much of your time you actually control. If you can't quit your job tomorrow without losing your house, you don't own the house. You're just a manager for the bank. This is the wealth illusion. The bigger the mortgage, the smaller your world becomes. But when you follow the housing firewall, your world expands. You have the capital to pivot when a real opportunity appears. You can buy a business, invest in a new technology, or travel without checking your bank app every 10 minutes. The system wants you to buy the house first and the assets later. I'm telling you to flip the script. Buy your freedom first. The house is just a box to sleep in while you build your empire. So, let's recap the 2026 Housing Protocol. If the math doesn't work, don't force it. The market will always provide another chance. The bank wants you to be a loyal subscriber to interest payments. I want you to be the admin of your own life. Look at your current situation. Are you building equity, or are you just funding someone else's yacht? Be honest with yourself. This is where the matrix breaks. When you stop caring about looking rich and start focusing on actually being free. I want to hear from you. This is a community of architects, not followers. Take a moment and write down your number in the comments. What is the monthly mortgage payment that would actually let you sleep at night? Tell me your story. How has the 2026 market affected your plans? Don't just give me a number. Give me the details. Your transparency is the firewall that protects others from making a $1 million mistake. Subscribe to stay updated on the next system breach. Share this with one person who is about to sign a contract they can't afford. The system only works if you stay in the dark. But once you see the code, there's no going back. The exit protocol is now active. Choose wisely. System offline.